Welcome to the deep dive. We know you want quick, thorough knowledge, and today we're tackling a big one you've asked about, yuxus.com. It's this popular online store, lots of trendy clothes, hoodies, t-shirts, that kind of thing. They offer free worldwide shipping, which sounds great. But the big question is it a genuine business? Or is it, well, some kind of online trap? So our mission today is to unpack the sources, weigh the evidence for legitimacy, and there is some against the customer complaints we're seeing. We want to give you a really balanced view before you even think about clicking add to cart. Okay, let's unpack this.
Right. And based on the data we've looked at, yuxus.com seems to fit into this category we see more and more often with e-commerce sites.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Well, I'd probably call it legitimate but operationally flawed.
Okay, I like that framing. Legitimate but flawed. So let's start with the legitimate part. What makes us think they're the real deal?
The first piece is pretty straightforward but important. It's about how long they've actually been around online.
You mean the website itself?
Exactly. We checked the domain registration. yuxus.com wasn't created last year or even 5 years ago. It goes all the way back to November 2014.
Wow, okay, so over a decade online. That's quite a long time in internet years.
It really is. And the reason that matters is, well, most outright scam websites, they don't last that long. They pop up, make some quick cash, and disappear. 10 years suggests something more stable, more established.
Okay, so longevity is point one, but, a domain can sit there, right?
Yeah.
What shows they're actually active and running a real business now, not just coasting on an old registration?
That's a fair point. And that's where the second piece of evidence comes in, their social media presence. It's not just present, it's massive.
Yeah, I saw the numbers. It's pretty staggering. On Instagram alone, they have over 422,000 followers.
422,000. Think about that.
You just don't build that kind of following overnight, especially not a fake one that looks engaged. That takes consistent effort, posting, interacting.
Precisely. It indicates years of engagement, putting out content, likely running ads, and actually interacting with potentially hundreds of thousands of customers. It adds a lot of credibility. It really shores up that legitimate side of the argument.
So long history, huge social proof. What else points towards them being a proper setup?
Well, there's also a degree of transparency that you often don't find with, let's say, dodgier operations.
Also,
First, just the variety of products they offer. Hoodies, t-shirts, outerwear, accessories. It shows they're actively managing inventory, following trends, trying to appeal to different styles. It's not just one gimmick product.
right, looks like a real clothing store's catalog.
Exactly. And crucially, digging into their website, yuxus.com has actually shared its store location.
Oh, they list a physical address.
Yes, and that's a pretty significant trust signal. Genuine businesses generally aren't trying to hide where they operate from. Putting an address out there, even if it's just a warehouse or office, suggests they aren't purely anonymous.
Okay, so domain age, massive social following, and transparency with things like a physical location.
What's fascinating here is, if you just look at those points, you've got a pretty strong case, right? A decade online, huge audience, physical address. The bar for seeming legitimate is set quite high by them. You'd almost stop there.
Almost. It does sound pretty convincing on paper. But, and this is often the case, isn't it, that very scale, that huge following, can sometimes hide or even cause the problems.
Exactly. High volume can absolutely strain logistics, customer service, everything downstream.
Which leads us right into the other side of the coin, the actual customer experience. We look to reviews, places like Trustpilot mainly.
And this is where that clean narrative we just built starts to wobble a bit.
Yeah, mixed is probably the kindest word. We're moving from the polished website to what happens when the package is supposed to arrive at your door.
It's the classic disconnect. How can a brand operate for so long, build such a following, and still have these pockets of, well, significant customer friction?
Okay, but let's be fair. It wasn't all bad, right? Some people seemed pretty happy, especially with the clothes themselves.
Definitely. There were positive reviews, and a recurring theme was actually the quality of the clothing when people received it. They weren't saying it was cheap junk.
Any specifics mentioned?
Yes, interestingly, quite a few positive comments specifically called out their soft, comfy French terry sweatshirts.
French terry. Okay, that sounds specific. Why is that detail important?
Well, it's a type of fabric, a knit fabric that's mid-weight, absorbent, comfortable. It's not the absolute cheapest material you could use for a sweatshirt. Using French terry suggests they are putting some thought and maybe a bit more cost into the actual product.
So it backs up the idea that when the product does arrive, and it's the right product, the quality is often genuinely good.
Exactly. The item itself doesn't seem to be the primary issue in most complaints.
Okay, so if the product quality is often decent, where are things going wrong according to the negative reviews? What are the main complaints?
It really boils down to logistics and service. The big themes we saw were missing items from orders.
Like you order 3 things and only get 2.
Precisely. Or the wrong item entirely. Then there's slow delivery. And not just a little slow, but sometimes like months waiting for an order.
Oof, that's
Oh,
incredibly frustrating.
hugely. And then, to make matters worse, the third major complaint area was poor customer service when trying to resolve these issues. Difficulty getting responses or getting unhelpful responses.
That's the trifecta of bad online shopping experiences, isn't it? Missing items, long waits, and then no help fixing it.
It really is. And it points to potential weaknesses in their inventory management, their shipping partnerships, or their customer support staffing and training. Maybe all three.
Now, you mentioned they did respond to some complaints. Did we see evidence of that?
Yes, to be clear, the sources indicated that YUXUS did engage with some of the negative reviews publicly on platforms like Trustpilot. They weren't completely silent.
Okay, so they're trying, at least sometimes.
They're responding, yes. But the crucial nuance here is whether the resolution was satisfactory.
And was it?
Well, based on the follow-up comments and the overall sentiment in the sources, not always. Engaging is one thing, but effectively fixing the problem, getting the missing item shipped quickly, offering a fair refund without hassle that seemed to be inconsistent. The attempt was there sometimes, but the result often still left customers unhappy.
Right. So responding might just be part of the brand management, not necessarily effective problem solving for the customer in every case.
It could be interpreted that way, yes. The follow-through seemed lacking for a number of people.
Here's where it gets really interesting. How do we square this? 10 years in business, huge following, real address, seemingly decent quality products versus missing items, crazy delays, and issy customer service follow-up.
Yeah, how do you weigh that decade of history against a pattern of unhappy customers? If we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to go back to that initial framework. Legitimate but operationally flawed. The evidence for legitimacy, the domain age, the social proof, the address, strong. It strongly suggests YUXUS.com is a genuine and established store. It's not likely a fly-by-night scam operation.
Okay, so we can probably say it's not a trap. Technically, it's a real business trying to sell clothes.
Exactly. But, and it's a significant but, the consistent complaints about fulfillment and service recovery can't just be brushed aside. They point to real operational issues that directly impact you, the customer.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now, maybe with a YUXUS hoodie already in your virtual cart? We wanted a clear yes or no, didn't we?
And the evidence just doesn't give us one. It gives us, as you said earlier, a cautious maybe.
Right, the final tally seems to be, the business looks established and real, but given the mixed feedback, especially around getting your order correctly and on time, you really need to be cautious.
That's the balanced conclusion. Legitimacy seems high, but the risk of a poor experience, particularly with shipping and service, is also demonstrably present based on recent customer feedback.
So is there any actionable advice then? If someone really likes their designs, what should they do?
Absolutely. The single most important piece of advice is always check the most recent feedback before you place an order. Don't just look at the overall score or reviews from 6 months ago.
Look for reviews posted, in the last few weeks?
Exactly. Look for reviews within the last, say, 30 to 60 days. See what people are saying right now about shipping times and order accuracy. Have things improved recently? Or are the same problems still popping up? That recent data is your best guide.
That makes sense. Check the current temperature before diving in.
Precisely. And, stepping back, the sources here really highlight something interesting about the modern online marketplace.
That's it?
Just that having a decade of history and a massive social media following, it doesn't automatically guarantee a smooth, efficient operation on every single order anymore. Scale can be impressive, but it can also mask problems.
Yeah.
It raises this bigger question, really. In this age of digital branding and huge online reach, when does that impressive scale stop being a reliable signifier of quality and consistency and maybe start becoming a way to hide ongoing operational flaws? Something for you to think about next time you see a huge brand with surprisingly mixed reviews.
That is a really critical thought to end on. When scale hides cracks instead of proving strength. Okay, thank you for taking this deep dive with us today. As always, stay curious, keep questioning. We'll see you next time.